Hello and welcome to I'm Aware That I'm Rare, the PH Aware podcast. I'm your host, Steve Van Warmer from PH Aware Global Association. And today we're bringing you the last of Stanford's 20th annual Race Against PH podcasts that are pointing to this great event taking place virtually November 1st, 2020. And today we got a real great pair of guests for you here. Jaime Cruz and his daughter, Diana Cruz, who's a 15-year-old PH patient. They are from Sacramento, California. Jaime and Diana, welcome.
Hi.
Hi.
So, Jaime, tell me a little bit about what led to Diana's diagnosis. When did you know that something just wasn't right with your daughter?
When she was little, she kind of get tired, purple on her face, and hard to breathe. So with the time, was happening more and more. And one time, she fainting. So we had to take her to emergency room. They don't know what's caused that. So we come back home because with the time, she's relaxing, she come back to normal. That happened 3 times. So the third time, she got really bad. So that's when more studies doing to her to see what's caused that thing. So finally, cardiology here in Sacramento, they contact Dr. Feinstein in Lucille Packard Children's Hospital. They start to think about the pH that was the problem with Diane. So we had to take it to the Stanford over there to the hospital. So they did a lot of studies for almost 2 months. They finally found that it was high pressure on her lungs. So they start to give it some medication. And the first medication she took was Ramadulin that she's in right now. So that medication is working really good for her. So basically, she can do like normal things like, walk, run, go to school, fine, everything. So it's good medication. So we're glad that we have that medication for almost 10 years on her. And she's fine now. I mean, she's with the medication, but she's fine.
Diana, what was some of your earliest memories that something was going wrong with you?
I remember fainting. I feel like that's one of my earliest memories. I don't remember a lot what happened like before, when I was like really young, but I just remember like in first grade, like I would faint and a lot of stuff like that would happen to me. Well, I always knew what I had, because I had like this pump on me. So it was kind of obvious. But like as I grew older, I knew what was going on. So basically like ignore, like if it was really hot, I wouldn't go outside because that would make me faint. So I took precautions and that made it better too.
As a young girl in elementary school or even, going through middle school, how did you navigate that all these years?
In elementary, I used to have like a bigger pump, but like obviously now it's developed, so I have like a smaller one. So it's like much better for me. It doesn't really affect me like in any negative way. I see it also like in a very positive way because, I'm here. So that like makes it better. But like you shouldn't be worried at all. You're going to be fine. It doesn't matter. And if you have the pump that I have, like if you're worried about like people like teasing you or bullying you or something, like you can't even see it. It's pretty small. I've never had problems like that. I just live my life,
Tell me a little bit about your experience at Stanford at the Race Against PH, which again is happening November 1st, 2020. I'm assuming you've been to more than a few of these races along the way, correct?
Yes. I've actually only been to one though, because I never really knew about them until like 2 years ago. That race, it's great, especially if you're the one that has pulmonary hypertension. It's fun to go to. And you just see everybody, supporting.
So do you and your family have a race team? Is it just you and your father, or do you have other friends and family or community members that raced along with you in the past?
Oh, yeah, for sure. My mom was with me. My mom's great. She's a great person. She was there with me, my cousins, and my father. Yes, my father was there too. And it was good.
So if I'm not mistaken, you had a phone call just about an hour or so ago with all your doctors and nurses there at Stanford. They awarded you a special honor this year called the Pediatric Courage Award Winner. Can you tell me a little bit about that call?
It was awesome. My family was there, which my dad just told me, oh, they're just going to talk about your like appointment. I was like, oh, okay. So I never saw that coming. I never knew that was going to happen. And then I had family from like everywhere who was there. So that was great seeing them. I'm really honored and grateful that I had that award. I did not see that coming. So yeah, it was pretty great.
So can you tell anybody that's listening, being a Pediatric Courage Award winner, what brings you the courage to face each day and to do all that you do in spite of this disease?
My family, they're amazing and they keep me going. And I stay positive, which really helps because, there's going to be bad days, but there's going to be great days also. And I think you should really focus on that because you shouldn't really focus on all the negatives, my future too, because I'm like, yeah, like right now, sure, like this is happening, right? But like look forward to your future too. Like, oh, like just focus on that too and have something to look forward to every day.
And how about you, Jamie? What traits do you see in your daughter that define her as a courageous fighter in this disease?
We always support her, but she really have good attitude. She's positive. She never worry about the disease that she has. She always thinks in the future. She's a great kid. That's why she got that award, because when we go to the hospital and they say that she would like to participate in studies that help other kids that has the same thing, and she always says yes, 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 no problem. She's pretty good on that too, to help new cases coming up, to help them out to get it like her, because she feels really good. So yeah, she's really strong girl, smart, and she like to participate in everything and positive and good attitude.
So this year's race, unfortunately, with COVID-19, is turning virtual. There's flip sides to that coin. It's a great event, as you've said, Diana, in person, having attended before. But this year, being virtual, it's opened up to people all across the United States or world, frankly. What do you think you would tell people who didn't have much knowledge of pulmonary hypertension or the work of Stanford or this race, for that matter? Why should people participate virtually in the race against PH on November 1st?
To support. It's fun to do and it's supporting as well the people who have PH. I know it makes me happy to know how many people are there and how many people are like, oh, we're with you and we know you're going through a lot of stuff and we support you. So I think that's very important. What's like also like really good about like the race and how it's like virtual, it's like there's people from all over the world can be there too,
One thing that's really cool leading up to this race, that's a virtual race, as we said, it technically takes place on November 1st, but it's happening now as we speak. And what we've been doing throughout the whole month of October here is various contests that have been taking place leading up to this race. This week's contest, which is actually a costume contest that's taking place between October 26th and October 30th. Because the race takes place in November, it also correlates with Pulmonary Hypertension Month, as I mentioned. And to help generate that awareness, we want to challenge everyone to a costume contest where they are wearing the color purple. Because, as many of you know, purple is a color that's used to show support for pulmonary hypertension. So be creative, and the more purple people are wearing, the better. And so what we want people to do for this week is to take 6 photos or selfies of yourself in your favorite pose, in your purple costume. You can even make a sign to show your support for pulmonary hypertension patients or the race against PH here at Stanford. Post it on the website by Friday, October 30th. That website again is med.stanford.edu/raceagainstph. What's going to happen is there's going to be 2 adult winners, 2 children winners. They're each going to receive a $50 gift card. So please give yourself time to upload this. The deadline is Friday, October 30th, 3 p.m. Pacific. So please take part in that. We'd love to see your costume. Jamie and Diana, I really, really thank you guys for sharing some of your story. Congratulations on becoming this year's Pediatric Courage Award winner. That's amazing.
Thank
you. Thanks a lot.
Thank you all for listening, and we hope to see you on November 1st for the Race Against PH. Thanks so much, everybody.